As you've been hearing, President Trump has agreed to meet with Russia's President Putin in Budapest, Hungary, with the aim of ending what Trump calls the inglorious war between Russia and Ukraine. Joining us to discuss the latest in the war is Carla, chair of the America First Policy Institute's Foreign Policy Initiative and a former U.S. ambassador to Denmark. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Stephanie.
Absolutely. Now, President Trump described his call yesterday with President Putin as productive. Considering Trump's new threat of sending Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, do you sense a shift in the wind here?
Well, it sounds like that got Putin's attention, doesn't it? And he acted out, just the last few nights, 300 drones, I think, 37 or 38 missiles attacking Ukraine's gas, their power. And there's rolling blackouts happening now in Ukraine because of this newest onslaught. Putin does not want U.S. Tomahawk missiles being lobbed into Russian territory. That would make him very unpopular, I think, with the population in Russia. So I think that finally something got Putin to the table. And you can see President Trump is pragmatic. He leads with the art of the deal. And that is, it's not about the process, it's about the outcome. Let's get this done. He wants to end the bloodshed on both sides. And President Trump is the peace president. So Americans should be very supportive of this. And the world, I think, is collectively holding its breath that President Trump, the only leader in the world that could get this done, can end this war.
Let's look at the very next step that we're looking ahead to in this process. What do you expect from today's meeting with Zelensky?
Well, I think that President Trump will share in a confidential manner the outcome of the conversation that he had with President Putin. And there will be a plan struck between President Trump and his leadership team on next steps. And we can see that the plan is that Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, will be talking and sort of putting together what does this look like, this meeting in Budapest, Hungary, in about 2 weeks. My hope is that the Russians are honest brokers at the table as they start to put this together. But we've seen over and over again how Putin has attempted to just delay and continue his attack on Ukraine. But I think that President Trump's recent conversations about, listen, maybe just Ukraine gets all its territory back, meaning the world, well, the Western world, Europe and the US would fully arm Ukraine and just let them have at it and take their territory back, meaning including Crimea, I'm sure also pricked up Putin's ears because he does claim Crimea as Russian since he took it in, I think it was 2014. It's been a long time.
It has. Now, Trump says that the Gaza ceasefire negotiations could also help affect change in Ukraine. Do you agree with that? And if so, in what way?
Well, the world leaders, and this is Chairman Xi, this is President Putin, they are all watching what just happened in the Middle East and how President Trump and his team did broker this ceasefire. Now, Hamas is assassinating people in the streets there in Gaza. That has to be stopped, and President Trump has spoken about this. But the fact is, President Trump got all the living hostages back by working with allies and putting a lot of pressure on Hamas. Well, Putin watches this, Xi watches this, and understands that American leadership is back under President Trump. This is not Joe Biden's leading from behind or Barack Obama's leading from behind, where you just let rogues take over territories or cause havoc around the world. President Trump, like I said, is the peace president, and he's negotiating from a position of strength. He does not give concessions. He works from strength. And I'm sure there will be carrots and sticks and measurable hurdles that Russia will have to, climb in order to get benefits. But I'm sure that there will be a good package for Russia if Putin will be willing to end this war. And it does seem like when you see American strength like this and leading from in front with President Trump's leadership, the art of the deal president, then you see that this is, I think, the only way that this war ends in any time soon. So I'm excited. Russia's got a way to go, I think, because Putin has built a wartime economy now, but their economy is not doing that well. So I think it is a good day for the world. to see progress, right? President Trump moves fast. He breaks things in order to change the paradigm, and then that allows for new conversations. And that's what's happened from Gaza and now to this perhaps maybe breakthrough in Budapest between President Trump and Vladimir Putin.
Certainly hope so. And as you say, the art of the deal, it does involve many different avenues, and we've seen the warfare side of it. Trump certainly has a hold of the economic side, and Russia is in somewhat of a compromised position at the moment with its own economy. We'll have to wait and see how all of this pans out very soon. Looking forward to those updates, and thank you so much for your insights today, Ambassador Carla Sands. Thank you.
Thanks. It's a pleasure.